Welcome back, Bros, to Bioshock. In the last episode, we took care of Steinman acquiring the emergency access key that'll allow us access to Neptune's bounty. Along the way, we freed a little sister from her torment by exorcising the atom out of her. In this episode, we'll be taking on big old Mr. B himself and freeing the last little sister of this area. Let's do this! So starting off, this Big Daddy is called a bouncer. Think of bouncers as more up close and personal when compared to the other kind of Big Daddy we'll be seeing later. Bouncers will rush and try to tackle you. Sounds easy to avoid until they distort your vision and movement with their shriek. When that happens, instead of moving, try stunning them with Electrobolt, then take a second to readjust before getting back into the fight. Weapons that deal electric damage or are armor piercing are always helpful against Big Daddies. Plus, if you have a security bot as an ally, they make great sacrificial lambs. Distractions, yeah, distractions. That's totally what I meant to say.
Thank you.
May not want to be standing there, kid. That I don't think that's ketchup, you know. Whatever. I'm pretty sure you can wash your feet later. With more Adam, we can go back to the Gatherer's Garden and purchase one more thing before we take our leave from the Medical Pavilion. Will it be an upgrade? Will it be a new tonic? Definitely not the Enraged Plasma, I can tell you that much. Nah, it's gonna be another upgrade. But, by checking the pause menu, we have rescued every little sister in the Medical Pavilion, barring any glitches. Technically, with glitches, there are more than 21 little sisters, but those glitches are very rare. I did have it happen to me once. It was very surreal when it did happen. I thought, like, I fucked up or something. But should the glitches occur, the total amount of little sisters goes from 21 to between 25 and 29. But it depends on how you go about doing it. I don't know the exact way of triggering it, but if you do know how to do it, it's very exploitative. Oh god, exploiting little girls. What the hell am I saying? I'm gonna stop right there because that just sounded very, very creepy. Back at Chomper's Dental over here, by using telekinesis, we can get the key from inside the office. A clever way of using your plasmid, I find. You know, usually when you encounter a locked door, the key is somewhere around that area, outside of the room it's supposed to unlock. You know, but because in Bioshock you have a plasmid that can pull objects towards you, the developers could just place the key inside of the room and, you know, let the players figure out how to get it by utilizing their tools. And I don't know if it's just me, but you know, whenever I boot up Bioshock 1 and do like my playthrough of it, I sometimes forget that the key is inside of Chomper's Dental, and I usually pass up this room. You know, I mean, granted, I'm not missing much, you know, just some consumables like Eve Hypos, medkits, and armor piercing rounds and the like, you know, but it's still, I find it very clever that they were able to leave the key inside the room, and I'm wondering if, you know, it tripped anybody up that played this game, you know, the first time. You know, how many times did it take the player to figure out, you know, oh, the key's inside that room? Well, sir, you are wearing a doctor's coat and hurling grenades at me, so yeah, I'm gonna question your judgment. Get over it. Thanks to my mighty wrench, that nitro splicer thought twice about dropping a grenade on me. That's how mighty it is.
Thank you for your patience. I don't know how you managed it, but you did. Come through to Port Neptune now. I'm looking forward to shaking your hand.
Likewise, Atlas. It'll be nice to meet somebody who actually appreciates someone who wields the mighty wrench. Well, regardless, next stop, Neptune's bounty.
Now you had the pleasure of Andrew Ryan's company. He's the one who built this place, and he's the one who ran it into the ground. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Maybe he went mad. Maybe the power got to him. Maybe he just decided he didn't like people. Whichever way you slice it, good men died. Me family's in a submarine hidden in the foundation of Fontaine Fisheries. I'll meet you there.
I think it says something to Andrew Ryan when he puts bandages inside of a corpse's pocket. You know, it's going to take a lot more than bandages to heal that guy's wounds, let me tell you. But before we progress further into Neptune's bounty, let's hack this vending machine and stock up on some consumables because, oh boy, there's another kind of Big Daddy here, and it's way worse than the bouncer, let me tell you. But alongside the vending machine is a gene bank. Gene banks are where you're going to be swapping out plasmids and tonics to suit your individual playstyle. Aside from Incinerate, you shouldn't have more than 2 tonics per track, so don't worry if you can't swap out anything just yet. That gene bank there is meant to be an introduction to what you'll be able to do later on.
What crawls in my garden?
It's quite the impressive garden you got there, lady. I don't see many gardens with ponds in them, or rubble inside them for that matter. But I think with a little bit of maintenance and cleanup, you can have something real special here. Across from that health station was a little sister vent. You want to keep in mind where those vents are, as in any level, if you spot a Big Daddy all by his lonesome, you want to tail him, as he is programmed to go to the nearest little sister vent. And once he approaches the vent, he'll knock, and give it after a few seconds, the little sister will pop out if you haven't rescued or harvested all of them. While that is happening, as it does take a little bit for the little sister to finally pop out of the vent, it gives you a chance to prep yourself, ready your weapons, as well as your plasmids, because Big Daddies in Bioshock are some of the fiercest opponents you will be facing. And you know, you saw the fight with the bouncer and how many armor-piercing rounds it took. You know, so don't underestimate how powerful Big Daddy is, especially this early on in the game. You know, once you start stockpiling on weapons, different ammo types, and plasmids, only then will the fights with the Big Daddies get any easier, I'd say. But yeah, absolute pandemonium in this area. I mean, it always gets crazy around this area too, but one way you can ease the chaos happening in front of you is by hacking both security turrets across from one another. That way you have a greater range of fire. You want to be careful though, as if you're in their way, you will get shot just like that. But with that, we pick up a new physical tonic, Medical Expert. Pretty much, medkits give us more health, which is always nice. But down here, there is a shiny, and for some reason my telekinesis can't pick it up. Items around this area are deeply embedded inside the mud, at least that's what I think it is, and that's what I'm going to call it. So unfortunately your telekinesis won't work here. Luckily there is a body of water, so if a splicer should walk into it, BAM! Electricity, straight to the joints, I guess. I have no idea. You're leg deep in the water, so booyah. And you see what I mean? Don't try your best not to step in the way of the security turrets around in this area, as you will get shot. And again, security turrets have no concept of friendly fire, just like the security bots. So that is no good if you're moving around like I am. But stowed away over here is another audio diary, Bathysphere keys. I hope y'all are enjoying the audio diaries at the end of the video. You know, like I said, they have so much charm and character to them. You know, it's one of the ways that it's one of the reasons why Bioshock to me is just so beloved, you know. But this is the new type of Big Daddy, the Rosy Big Daddy. Unlike their bouncer counterpart, Rosy Big Daddies will deal with you from a distance. Their rivet gun they'll use to shoot at you, and that'll deal a lot of damage. You're essentially being shot with nails, which the concept alone has got to be painful. But same way you deal with the bouncer, same way you deal with the Rosy. You always use weapons that deal electric damage, like good old Sammy the Shotgun over here with his electric bug, or your Electrovolt, to stun the Rosy. Of course, the Rosie also has another trick up its sleeve in the form of proximity mines, which they will throw around to trap you or to block you off from an escape, and god damn it, we died. We were so close had I not had to reload right there. Where is that bastard? I'm about to pump him full of lead with good old Rover. Alright, there he is. Take that, you fucking jerk. Ugh. Rosies are way tougher than bouncers, let me tell you. But luckily, we were able to save the little girl from the big old Mr. Bubbles.
You have shown kindness to my little ones, but are you really a friend to us? Regardless, a little one brings you a gift to demonstrate our appreciation.
And with that, that is girl number 3 that we have saved. So now we have Tannenbaum's reward. So the next Gatherer's Garden we come across, we will be able to pick it up. And we'll also have our brand spanking new plasmid that I don't think is all that great, but that's definitely for when we get to the next Gatherer's Garden, which shouldn't be far. And I'm amazed that proximity mine didn't go off. You know, fun fact about the Little Sisters, because they have Adam, or like the slug growing in their bellies, or producing Adam inside them, they're able to recover from a lot of wounds. Pretty much like if they get, you know, if they break a leg, they're able to regenerate that leg almost instantaneously. But if they step into a proximity mine, the bone will be permanently, like, it'll regenerate in a crooked way, so you'd have to keep exploding the bomb, and I don't want to go into further detail about it. It is not that pleasant. Well, we're certainly getting into some very dark commentary in this episode. But with that being said, we have our new reward, a brand spanking new plasmid. Hypnotize Big Daddy, and this was the plasmid I am not all that fond of. How it works is you basically hurl a big green ball of whatever at a Big Daddy, and they're under your control. Fairly standard stuff. And to its credit, it does sound like a very neat plasmid. Big Daddies, like I said, are some of the toughest enemies in the game, and having one as your personal bodyguard until they either bite the bullet or the possession wears off is nice. But there's the fact that the Little Sisters travel with the Big Daddies. And if you possess a Big Daddy, the Little Sister will run away instantaneously to the nearest vent and, you know, escape and wait for another Big Daddy that isn't possessed. Now you're probably wondering, oh, well, if you possess a Big Daddy, that means it's easier to, you know, rescue or harvest the Little Sister. After all, there's nothing protecting her, and if you're fast enough, you can do it. Unfortunately, no, you can't. The Little Sister has to be still, completely still, you know, in order for you to rescue or harvest her. And again, you know, you can have fun with Hypnotize Big Daddy. I mean, if you see, like I said, if you see a Big Daddy all by his lonesome and you hypnotize him and you quickly run into another Big Daddy, it's certainly possible, but given the size of the levels in Bioshock, it's not really all that worth it. Well, the first stage anyway. Definitely the upgraded Hypnotize Big Daddies are a lot better than the first stage, as they'll last longer. But that's my 2 cents on Hypnotize Big Daddy. You won't see me use it in this playthrough, unfortunately, but if you can get some mileage out of it, then more power to you. Well, you saw right there that I picked up another audio diary, the Timmy H interrogation, and for some reason picking up that audio diary disconnected me from Xbox Live. I truly am alone. What have you done to me, Timmy H? What have you done to me? Now I'll never get home. Well, good thing Atlas's family is in Fontaine's Fishery, so hopefully we'll have a way out. I mean, staying in this place, you know, very beautiful and peaceful, but my god, it gives me the creeps. Ugh. See, look at that. I'm so creeped out I can't even walk on a log successfully. I really am screwed. Nothing inside that RPG turret, unfortunately. My god, man, she is just placing flowers all over this place. Over here, there's some cigarettes, and a first aid kit, some ammo, and a nice bit of alcohol. I feel like I'm going to need a lot after all's said and done.
Atlas radioed on ahead. Says you were looking for an invite to the fisheries. Nuts, I say. But if you heads up to the Wharf Master's office and find old Peach a research camera, maybe I could manage an invite. What was that? My friend, you are fucked.
Meet the Spider Splicer, and if you've been paying attention, this is the same Spider Splicer that we met during the first episode. Crazy to think how far she traveled. She must really like us. I'm gonna call you Jody. Jody the Spider Splicer. But as you saw right there, little Miss Jody over there can climb up walls and hurl her fish hooks at us, which really, really hurt. Should she hurl those fish hooks at you, be sure to catch them with telekinesis and hurl them right back. You will only be able to catch one, so only catch the second one Spider Splicers throw at you.
You'll find something to keep you alive. Now, go get that camera, and then snapshots of those that crawls on the ceiling. Then I'll let you into the fisheries. Just remember, sonny friend, I smell an ounce of Fontaine on you, and I'll have you in a box. Atlas gives you the vouch, but I ain't turning my eye just on his say-so.
Grown man jumping at ghosts. Fontaine's dead, and everybody knows it. In the ground for months, and half the place still jumping at his shadow. Christ, even Ryan. You never mind all that. We got work to do.
Well, thankfully, old Peachy is the generous sort, as we obtain a brand spanking new weapon, Greg the Grenade Launcher. Or as I like to call him, Greg the Big Daddy Killer. As, aside from armor-piercing rounds, explosives are also a fantastic weapon for dealing with Big Daddies, and this is the best thing old Peachy could have given us.
Seems like old Peach knows where to find a
You know, aside
research
from
camera.
tasking us with finding a research
Decent
camera.
enough sort. No doubt he'll wait until after you've done his errands to stick a shiv in your belly.
Atlas, you just said old Peachy is a bit delusional, jumping at the ghost of Fontaine and everything. Make up your damn mind, man. Jesus. You know, it's a good thing I'm not as crazy as old Peachy, otherwise I'd be, oh shit, I just shot a Big Daddy, and it's a Rosie. Go. Gonna get out of here, mosey on about. I didn't mean that the Nitro Splicer was just in the way. Alright, we're just gonna hack this health station and pray. Just prepping myself up, you know? Can never be too careful. Oh god, what was I saying? But yeah, no, grenade launcher, fantastic weapon against Big Daddies. You only have 4 grenade rounds for now, but explore enough of Neptune's bounty and you'll find a lot more. The RPG turrets usually carry some grenade rounds on them, so be on the lookout for that if you should destroy them. Certain Big Daddies are specific to a level. By certain, I mean, in one level you'll see Rosies, and then the next you'll see Bouncers. You won't see those two Big Daddies intermingle in a level, thankfully. So, at least whenever you start up a new level in Bioshock, you know what to expect, you know. So for the next few levels, we'll be seeing Rosies, unfortunately, but we won't be seeing Bouncers until near the tail end of the second half of the game. Well, with that being said, old Rosie over here is about to get a little sister out of the vent, so let's take the time to prep up and be ready. As you can see, it takes a while for the little sister to get out of the vent, and in this level there are 3 little sisters as opposed to the Medical Pavilions 2. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get another reward from Tannenbaum in Neptune's bounty, but at the very least, when we start the new level, we'll be able to get a reward instantly. And here's a nice little detail I never noticed until recording this game. I've never seen a little sister like be fascinated by a health station. Maybe because it's hacked and the light is blinking, that's why she goes over to it. But I never noticed that detail before. Even her like sulking about. Well, unfortunately, Mr. B is gonna have to experience a little dream time of his own. Protect me, Greg. You're my only hope. You failed me, Greg. I guess it's up to good old Sammy the shotgun. Get him, Sammy. You can do it. I believe in you. Hiya! Alright, Sammy, you failed me too. Now it's up to Rover. Get him, Rover. I believe in you. Ooh. And see, that Rosie threw a proximity mine. It can hit you directly, but be sure to not step in the field of it, as it will explode and do a major chunk of damage to you. But with that being said, we were able to rescue another little sister. And with that, we're going to call this episode a close. Next time on Bioshock, we'll be delving further into Neptune's bounty and hopefully finding old Peachy's research camera. See you guys then.
We're putting all the bathyspheres in lockdown until further notice. Ryan had us install some kind of genetic device into the thing, so only Ryan and his inner circle will be able to use them without dispensation. But the boys tell me the keys are pretty unreliable. Sisters, cousins, anybody in the ballpark genetically will be able to come and go as they see fit. Mr. Ryan asked me personally to make this clear to you. You give us Fontaine and this whole filthy ring of his, and you'll be knocking back pints up at the Fighting McDonough's. But if you prefer to play the mule, we'll treat you like a mule. Give him a taste, Patrick. What's that? Change of heart, Timmy? Timmy! Ready to talk now?
Go on, Sullivan. Go on and do your dirty. Whatever Ryan thinks he can do to me, Fontaine can do double!